Graphene is a unique nanoscale form of carbon that is disrupting legacy materials, bringing step-change improvements in performance across a wide range of industrial and consumer applications. From energy storage and electronics to everyday materials, graphene enables products that are better, stronger, and lighter, while increasing durability and improving sustainability. Graphene is leading the era of new advanced materials.
The following is a presentation that was given as part of a 2-day virtual Graphene Investors Conference, hosted by the Graphene Council.
Well, first of all, thank you, the Graphene Council, for this opportunity. What I will tell you today is a new type of graphene material that we're making, and some of the commercialization that's been done, and future commercialization into some of these high-value application market. Okay, next slide, please. NTherma core technology is the innovative way that we make carbon nanotube, which then we convert it to graphene. And this is a unique approach. It's already been patented. NTherma currently have several PO or purchasing agreement in place that we're gonna scale up, and we're ready for that in the next year here. And this have been concentrated on graphene additive in motor oil and graphene additive in paint, and I will show you some of that later. The other thing that we're also commercializing in the next year here is on lithium-ion battery. This is ready for commercialization. We have a number of data, actually a lot of data from third party at university partner that show that our material, our unique material, have a really great value for this application. Okay. What we're doing right now is that we're seeking investment for this scale-up phase, as well as looking for strategic partner to go into all these applications, namely the motor oil, the paint, and the lithium-ion battery, and that's ongoing for us. Next slide, please. So this is our technology. Our approach is very different than everyone else. Everyone else start with graphite and exfoliate that to form graphene oxide and reduce graphene oxide. We start out with making our own equipment, process and producing carbon nanotube. Then we unzip it by chemical conversion process, which then we open up the nanotube to form these graphene nanoribbon, or we can make them into graphene nanoplatelets as well. And this have a number of advantages, which I will go into later. And we have demonstrated this in a number of applications. Motor oil, I allude to, paint, and we have data for battery application. Okay, the differentiation of our technology is that it's the consistency of it, is the customizability. Right, we can make the nanotube as long and consistent as we want, and then therefore translate to the customization of the graphene. We have high quality, high purity. Our cost is relatively low for the high purity and high quality. And most importantly, this is something that the whole industry hasn't really addressed, which is how easy is it to process this? Do you need to put in surfactant and the like to make it into solution before you can put it into your application? And our material can go into solution pretty quickly. That's the nice thing. Next slide, please, Ken. So we have been focusing on 3 applications. The first 2 has already been commercialized. We have customer, which is lubrication and paint. And the reason that this has been successful in this is the way that we can customize and make our graphene nanoribbon soluble, and dispersed in the paint and motor oil. Okay, and like I said, and this also translates to lithium-ion battery, where we disperse our material very well, wrap around all these particles, and make them better conductivity. And when you make your electrode better conductive, you have a slew of advantage in performance on that case. So in this is the new form factor that we're making of graphene that allow us to do this. Okay, next slide, please. So this slide is to show you the value proposition for our graphene oil. The first thing that we're able to do is to make the graphene go into solution and stay in solution. If you approach any motor oil formulator, the number one issue is that shelf life. They have to see that your additive have to remain in solution for at least 6 months. Right? That's the shelf life. And as far as I know, that has been the challenge of the whole industry as for using graphene in this. And now we have made our graphene stable in oil. We have bottles that have been sitting around for 3-4 years and nothing has come out of the oil solution. So that's the challenge, and we have achieved that, overcome that challenge. Okay, we have data for the last 4 years to show that we get increased fuel efficiency, both in the lab and real life data. In the lab, we've shown that we have lower CO2 and NOx emission. In real life, when you use the graphene oil, you see that your engine run at a lower temperature. For big truck, you can see as low as 5 degrees. So when you lower the temperature of operation, you tend to increase the lifetime. And that's what we saw with the motor oil that we use with our graphene in it, okay? And that also translates to longer lifetime for your engine component. And the most important thing that you will see immediately with when you put our material, our graphene in oil, is that the engine, no matter how old it is, you will feel the smoother operation. And that's due to a number of advantage, including lubrication and also the mending of disparity in your piston and cylinder. Okay, so we've been selling this since early 2023. We have a number of customer with PO in the work. So this is a commercialized product. So next slide, please. Our approach to motor oil additive is that it's a B2B. It's for obvious reason. We're not an oil formulator, and that's require a large infrastructure. Okay. So we have a number of customer or partner that's already been producing, and that's what these pictures are showing. Okay. Our test pricing is working out, where we charge our graphene at $1.20 per liter. Okay. This is being deployed in many countries. We're talking to multiple partners. Okay. And we expect that by this year, by this time next year, in 12 months, we would be in the million of liter volume production. Okay. Next slide, please. So beside the oil, the other application is in graphene paint. This again have a number of advantages. We use so little of it that it doesn't affect the color. Because the one of the most important aspect of this application is graphene is a UV blocker, so you're able to lower the surface on which you're applying your coating here, and that's what one of the picture in here show. And this is being deployed. We have a contract manufacturer for this, and they're buying our material for their own customer. So next slide, please. Okay, so these are our sale volume. In 2023, that's when we start selling. In graphene oil, these are the PO and contract that we have in place. We're anticipating within the next 12 months, probably 50 million liter if all these things pan out and the timeline that we are expected. In the paint, we're selling it to our partner, as well as they are making the paint for us to demo, and we're bringing that to the US to get third-party verification and hopefully to find a strategic partner to work on this with. Okay. Next slide, please. So we've been focusing on oil additive and coating paint. We're raising $10 million in this round to close out our Series A to go into production. And what we're envisioning with this 10 million, we're in the next 24 months, we will go to 2-ton volume production, and that is sufficient to address our customer base right now. But if we need to increase our volume, we can do that as well. It's fairly simple. Our machine are modular, meaning that if you want to scale up, you just make more of the same equipment. Okay. Some highlight of our investment would be this: we would generate revenue within Q2 of receiving the fund. We're at a very conservative growth rate of 1 new equipment per month. We would be revenue positive within Q3. High margin for both of our product. We use very little of our material, and we expect a high return on investment for FY for the second year and beyond. Okay, next slide, please. And we're now poised to move into the lithium-ion battery. This is commercialization ready. We have data for various battery chemistry, LFP, NMC. On the cathode side, we have data for graphite, silicon. We compare with current carbon nanotube, and we're using so little of our material because of the way it behaves, how it connects one another, all these particles together. We have in third party, we have seen charging rate as high as 7C, which means that you can charge for under 10 minutes. We have higher energy density because more of the particles now participate in the storage of lithium atom as well as lithium ion. Higher life cycle. Okay, and the most important thing is cost. Because of the increase in conductivity, there's a way to increase decrease the cost to with the BOM by having a new form factor that enabled by our material. Okay, so that's where we are. So thank you for listening to me. There's an investment opportunity and strategic partner that we're looking for. So if you're interested in this, please contact me. The information is on this slide. So that's the end of my presentation. If we have time, I'll be more than happy to answer any question that you may have.
Thank you, Katin.
For more information on market opportunities and to connect with experts, contact the Graphene Council at thegaphenecouncil.org.